Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Luda Beats here. So today I'm gonna be working on a song called Diamonds by my very good friend called Tafazomed Kid, and I'm gonna be showing you the whole process from what it was sounding like before I started working on it to what it was sounding like after I finished working on it. So this is what it was sounding like.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb black Osama. Wait, I'm beating Mumara in Kuto Pizza Kunga Giza. You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb black Osama. Wait, I'm beating Mumara in Kuto Pizza Kunga Giza.
So the first thing that I added is visual mix rec, and I didn't really change my stuff on the visual mix rec because I actually like how it sounds when it in default when you open it up. So the only thing that I changed on this preamp, right, the FGN, I added the drive. I took out a bit of the 171. It's just a minus 2.5 dB reduction, and then I added 2.5 dB on the top end so that I can get a bit of that shine. And then I didn't touch anything on the distressor because I love how the distressor sounds, and I'm just using it as just a bit of distortion. And then I added also the revival. I just added a bit of 4.5 on the shimmer, and all the thickness I didn't touch it, so it's basically almost a default. So let's listen to it with that one only as well right now.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb black Osama. Wait, I'm beating Mumara in Kuto Pizza Kunga Giza. Ay.
Okay, so the next thing that I added is the SSL focus strip. And this thing, I like it because of the combiner. I love it. The saturation of the combiner. But you're going to hear a bit of the gain jump when I engage it. You're going to hear a bit of a volume jump, but it's nothing really serious because I'm going to control the volume at the end of my strip. So let's listen to it.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb black Osama. Wait, I'm beating Mumara in Kuto Pizza Kunga Giza. Ay. I feel like unga king when you chillin' by my side.
You can hear a bit of the saturation going on, so that's what I was going for. And then the next thing that I added is fresh air. Fresh air, I really love it. Slate Digital makes really good plugins, so fresh air, I added it because I really love the top and shine that it adds. So let's listen to it.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb black Osama. Wait, I'm beating Mumara in Kuto Pizza Kunga Giza.
Yep, so that's the reason I added it. I love the fresh air. Like, it cannot be my mix without the fresh air. So the next thing that I added is the stabilizer. So the stabilizer is sort of it ducks the resonant frequencies. So that's what I used it for, because as you can see, we've been editing a lot of stuff, and now we want to control the resonant frequencies that are being added by the saturators and everything that we added. So yep, I'll engage it as a go. So let's listen to without first, and then I'll engage it as a go.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb black Osama. Wait, I'm beating Mumara in Kuto Pizza Kunga Giza.
These are the frequencies that we're removing. So as you can tell, we wouldn't want those frequencies to be part of our mix. So the next thing that I added is Silk Vocal as well. It's more of the world's version of Sooth, but specifically meant for vocals. So I kept it on male, and then these are the frequencies that we're removing so that you can understand like the reason I engaged it. So before we get into playing it back, I love Silk Vocal because it has a lot of things packed right into it. To begin with, we have the high pass filter. For vocals, you might want to engage the high pass filter to remove the sub and everything that we don't need on the bottom end. And then there's the dynamic part. It sounds exactly like Vox. And then there's the present part. You can make it sharper, you can make it smooth, you can choose whatever you want. And then the speed. If you wanted to engage it very fast and release very fast, this is what you work with. And then you have the highs, the mid, and the lows. On the mid, that's where only you can select the specific part that you want to be ducked. So I'm going to engage it, as we go, but you listen to it without first.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb like Osama. Waitambiri mumara in kutopisa kunga giza.
These are the things that I'm removing. Let me play for you the things that I'm removing.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb like Osama. Waitambiri mumara in.
I'm sure we wouldn't want those things to be part of our mix, so yeah, let's play with the beat so you listen to it.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb like Osama. Waitambiri mumara in kutopisa.
Okay, so the next thing that I added is another stabilizer for the same reason why I added like the one before that. So let's listen to this one without, and I'll engage it as we go.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb like Osama. Waitambiri mumara in kutopisa kunga giza.
So yeah. And the next thing that I added is also CLA focus. I found this plugin to be pretty useful when it comes to like the delay, the doubler effect, the compression. Because but this compression you have to be pretty smart about it, but because it's not the compression that we used to, is parallel compression. That's also a part of the plugin. So that's the reason why I really love it. And then there's the EQ part, the bass, the treble. You can choose a specific part that you want to control. And then for the delay, I only use it for projects that are below 100 BPM because it doesn't really give me so much control. It only works, it has quarter notes, and then there's eighth, then there's slip. So projects that are faster than 100 BPM, normally I find it a bit challenging. It'll be too fast for my liking. So yeah, I play with thought and I'll engage it as I go.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb like Osama. Waitambiri mumara in kutopisa kunga giza. Ay, 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 ay. I feel like unga king when you chillin' by my side. Yeah. Ay, ay.
So yeah. And then another thing that I added is the magma beat tube. This one, I really love it because it brings up the bottom end of the vocal instead of saturates the bottom end of the vocal. So that's the reason I really like it. I don't know what they did with this one, but damn, it's really good. It's really good. So I'm gonna play without, and then I'm gonna engage it. So before I play it, I really like it because it's not really complicated. It has two main dials. I don't touch anything else. I just control the dials. Unless I want to gain stage with it. That's why I tweak the out. Like I see here, I removed minus 2.1 dB afterwards. So we could listen to it right now. And then you hear what I was doing with it. So let's listen to it without, and then we engage it.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb like Osama. Waitambiri mumara in kutopisa kunga giza.
So yeah, that's what I love about it. And then there's the studio phase. This one I really, really love it because instead of a rack, the analog rack where you put all your plugins in a rack and then it processes from the top to the bottom. So I really like this one. The first thing that I added is the exciter. This one is also another form of saturation that I added. There is the tap, the retro, the warm, and then the tube. So for this one, I went with the tap because I really loved it. It wasn't complicated, it just sounded good. But I reduced the mix though because I didn't want it to be too much. I didn't want to distort it. I wanted to saturate it. So we can listen to it afterwards. The next thing that I added is the Aravox. So after with the Aravox, right, there's the compression, there's the gate, and then there's the gain. So once you increase the compression, I think it is auto gain to it, but once you increase the compression, it brings the volume up. And that's the reason why I later on reduced this gain by some like minus 8 dB. Is because I wanted to control the gain that it added. And then with the gate, I put it on minus 48 because I want everything that doesn't get to 48 to be dagged and be removed from my focus. So that's the reason why I put it there. And then there's Pro Q3. If you notice, from the whole process on the whole bus, I didn't put an EQ because I wanted to be one of the last things that I put on the vocal. And then I clean it up and I remove everything that I don't like on the vocal. So that's the reason I is engaged at almost the last stage of mixing for me. So yeah, you listen to it and you understand why I go with this. But yeah, I love to put it almost at the end. And then there's the sibilance. This is my de-esser. I really love the sibilance because it doesn't duck the whole frequency spectrum. Let's say, for example, if you use de-esser, right? There is a plugin called de-esser from Waves. It ducks the whole frequency from, let's say, 4 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz. And I don't like it. I know you can tune it, but I just don't like it. I love the sibilance. So without first.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb black Osama. Wait, I'm beating Mumara in Kutopisa Kunga Giza. Ay, 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 ay. I feel like unga king when you chillin' by my side, yeah. Ay, 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 ay. And deeper permission, do go back.
Alright, and then the last thing that I added is this dynamic EQ, the F6RTA. I really love this and I use it on most everything that I mix because it's a dynamic equalizer. I don't remove the frequency, but I make it dark when it gets to a certain level of loudness. So that's the same thing that I do with this one. So the tricky part about focus, right? I think the most challenging part is from 100 Hz to 500 Hz. That's one of the most challenging parts because that's where the sub is, the focus sub is, and also the low harmonics of the person is. So we have to control that one. That's where I normally put my dynamic equalizer. For this one, I think you can see this. The first one is on 178 Hz. Then the second one is on 415 Hz. So I'm going to show you like the frequencies that I was removing. So let me play the frequencies first, starting with the higher one. And then we go to the lower one. You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. I was just controlling the size because I felt like the size of the highs were sounding really weird. So I had to control them as well. So yeah, that's what it was doing. And then when it comes to the buses that I sent my effects, right, for the reverbs, I only use 2 because I love the plate reverb, how it sounds. I'm going to just add the plate reverb. And if you want me to show you like how I calculate my reverbs and everything, just put a comment down below or just tell me what you want me to do or what you want me to show you first. I'll put it right there. I'll make sure I keep it in mind. So let's listen to the plate reverb. Just adding the plate reverb. Let's see what it's doing to our vocal.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb black Osama. Wait, I'm beating Mumara in Kutopisa Kunga Giza.
And then there's a whole reverb. The whole reverb, I want it and I never miss it on all of my mixes. So let's listen to the whole reverb as well. So you listen to what it's doing to my vocals.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb black Osama. Wait, I'm beating Mumara in Kutopisa Kunga Giza.
So those are the 2 bass effects that I have. So let's listen to the song, the final mix, and let's enjoy.
You're too fly, no visa. You're too fly, mommy, you don't need a reason. You're fresh Osama, you're a bomb black Osama. Wait, I'm beating Mumara in Kutopisa Kunga Giza. Ay, 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 ay. I feel like unga king when you chillin' by my side, yeah. Ay, 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 ay. And deeper permission.